Hello everybody, it's me, Lucy, and today we're going to make, wait, let me get this away, if I could figure out how to click it away, which I cannot do. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to make some little Halloween earrings, Halloween book earrings. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm lost. So I'm going to switch here, It's me, and I'm wearing my earrings. And the pages are forward, but I think you can arrange your little book so the spine is in the back. But for these, the pages are forward. And let's see, I see Jackie in the Forest, Roberta, I've seen Rosa, Roseanne, Delvine, Nan, Joanne, my sister Joanne Webb, and my brother is here, and even my brother-in-law is here. So lots of people. I first made these little books a long time ago for an apothecary shop, and then eventually in 2024 we made them for the Raven's Crest bookstore. And I just liked the little books so much, I just thought it'd be fun to have them as earrings. So finally I got around and did that. I practiced and got it done yesterday. And let me see if there's anything else. Oh, and I made a pattern for it. You don't really need a pattern. It's, wait, let me find my pieces. It's a rectangle for the book itself. And then I scored it in two places to make the spine of the book. And then I made little pages. And the little pages are just folded in half. They're just slightly narrower than the covers of the book, see, like that. And I did have to play around with how to attach the book to a ring, to a jump ring. So that was like the only challenge. Okay, oh, and if you can't hear me, let me know. All right, so I'm going to switch to my overhead, my what we call the top down, so you can see my stuff. I'm rotating the camera. Oh, actually, I was not quite as organized as, I try to be. But I'm one of those creative types and everything's a mess. So let me show you what you need. I see Tiffany and Terry and Paula. Okay, I like to attach them using, I think that's called an eye pen. An eye pen. Because I glue that to the back. This is one of my prototypes, my purple prototypes. I glue them to the back near the spine, and then I use a jump ring so it's got good movement. That's this circular ring here. And then they call them fish hook ear wires. You need that. And then whenever you're working with wires, I use these little needle nose pliers to help open up my jump rings. That's primarily what I use it for. And I actually ended up cutting the eye pens a little bit because they're too long. They extend past the book. These are little books. These books the cover is 1 inch wide and 1 1/4. I think if my sister hadn't have been here, I would have made them bigger. But I really think this is a good size. Of course, if you just want to make little books, you can use the pattern and enlarge it however you like. And I use some leather paper from 12 by 12 cardstock. And you can use either this side, kind of the embossed side, or the debossed side. It's got more texture, but I think, wait, let me try to get it shine. I think the texture looks more like leather on this side. You can't really tell it quite as well. There, almost got some shadow. So my friend Amy makes, tons and tons of beautiful earrings. She always uses faux leather. I just don't have any, and I wanted my book covers to be black. Actually, I do have some, but it was like this kind of ugly brown. So I just used my cardstock. And this is pretty thick cardstock. I think this might be like 100 pound. It's pretty thick cardstock. But since you're not punching a hole in the cardstock to attach the wires, it doesn't it's not as necessary that the cardstock is thick. Okay, jump rings, wire cutter, this. Do we need, I think this, and hot glue. I think this is the only time I haven't used glue in a project. Okay, I'm going to cut this so I'm holding it so it won't like jump out and stab me in the eye. And then I just made a little curve just so it would hold a little better. Sometimes when you glue stuff with hot glue, it loosens, or things get a little loose if there's movement. So I'm making like a little hook at the bottom so it's a little more embedded in the hot glue. And these are the papers. I actually cut this one out of an old book, but as you can see, I did the writing in the wrong direction. And I did that. Where are the other ones? Same thing. I cut this one out of, I think it was probably newspaper, but I cut it by hand, not with my machine. But again, all the pages are in the wrong direction. But you know, it doesn't matter. We're not really reading it. Okay. Oh, I see Helen. Hello, Helen. I think she lives in South Carolina. We're having exceptionally beautiful weather this week. Oh, and here's another thing. When I glue my pages together, I like to use a clamp, and I just cover up the clamp with a little piece of paper just so it doesn't make big indentation on the paper. So this way I align the folded surface of the paper so that it's flat, and when I add the hot glue, then I add my little eye pen ring, and then I embed it in the spine of the book. Okay, that's what we're going to try to do. I'm going to plug in my hot glue. I don't do it ahead because I'll burn myself. Okay, so we'll let that heat up a minute. And let me just gather some of these. Oh yeah, and I like them to look old. So this just has water in it. This is an old spray bottle from Tim Holtz Spray Stain. And the one I like, the one I found best, the color I found that worked the best was antique linen. And I wet them a little bit with water. I wet them a little bit with water. And because the spray stain disperses better. And Rebecca. Okay, Paula says she has a love-hate relationship with hot glue. Yeah, that's kind of me too. I don't use it that much. But when you need it, it really comes in handy. Okay, and I found for this size book that 10 papers work, which means 20 pages, because each page is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And try to, get the spine part. 10. And my sister is anticipating my needs. She's very good. So here's just a little scrap piece of paper just to hold it. I got my 10 pages here. I'm actually going to tear it a little bit more. My sister is much younger than me, and she has watched me do stuff in my uncoordinated way for 60 years, almost 60 years, 58 years. And so she is very good, especially with crafting. She's very artistic. She's mainly a quilter. But in terms of crafting, she can anticipate. See, so we've got the pages for 2 earrings. And let me show you these 2. These were my prototypes. So this one had 10 sets of pages, and this one had like 12 or 14. And some of the pages kept falling out, and it's kind of fatter. I actually like it better, but it was harder to get it to adhere. It's just easier, especially with the eye pen. With the eye pen here, it's just easier to have fewer pages. So I used 10 sheets. And in the file, there's enough to make, I think, 2 sets of earrings. there is a row of the book covers, 4 of the book covers, and then 4 rows of the pages. Oh no, that'll only get you 1 set done, but you can do the pages again. Okay. All right, let's see if the hot glue gun is ready. Yep, it's ready.
Do you recommend doing the pages?
Oh, yes. Joanne reminded me because we were spraying the spray stain. Do the spray stain before. Okay, because both of this one I sprayed after, and it only gets the edges and it looks kind of crummy. Obviously, I used an ugly color too. I just used a bright yellow. I hadn't found my antique linen at that point. But see, you get the spray stain all over. So if you're going to use the spray stain, then do it after the before you assemble the pages, and it dries really fast too. Okay, let's get these glue gun, embed the glue, and there's room to use a lot of glue. You know, I talk about when I use regular white glue, I use the PVA glue. When I use my regular glue for crafting, you overdo the glue. Well, that's pretty much true for hot glue too. Okay, you want the eye pin to be at the top, and I'm going to add a little more glue so it's got lots of surface. And then you have to take it out without burning yourself. There, that was successful. And then we just squish it into the back of the book, and we have our little book. We have our little book ready. I'm actually going to ooch it up a little bit so my ring shows better. See, and then you got your little book. And if you wanted it as a necklace or something, maybe you really wrote on it, or you minimized some pages and wrote something, you know, I love you, or something cool on it. You could just use it like a little locket. Okay, now this is one of the things I consider the hard part. Jump rings. These rings add movement. These allow it to really kind of dangle. So I think they're important. You can skip them if you want and just put this on there, but they actually don't fit very well because it's hard to open this, and it is hard to open this circle as well. So jump rings are the solution. And let me grab and see. There's a little seam at the top of the jump ring. And you're supposed to twist them, not pull them apart. Let me show you. This is the right way, twisting, and then you twist them back. See, that's the right way to do it. I'm going to demonstrate the wrong way. The wrong way is to pull them apart, but that apparently makes a very weak point, and it's more likely to break. So let's do the correct way again. Find the opening. Okay, so we're supposed to hold it. Remember, I'm very left-handed, so the right hand doesn't work very well. Twist, go through the eye pin and the hook, grab it again and twist back. And there, that's our first earring. So, isn't that cute? How quickly they do that. Let me just while you're here, I'm going to go ahead and complete the set. Where is the other one? Okay, here is the other one. And I'm going to try something different. I'm going to see if I can put the jump ring on before I glue it in the book. See if that's easier. You know, I'm always experimenting, trying to make stuff easier. It might make it harder, I don't know.
And your other one. Oh. The fish hook.
Oh yeah. We can put the fish hook earring wire on at the same time. I don't know, that might make it harder because it's going to, I have to,
Pull it out of
see,
the
I didn't line this up very well. I must have opened it wrong. Okay, so I have to squish it. Okay, now, there's my setup. Eye pin, jump ring, earring hook. And ouch. I stuck my finger in the glue on the pan. I keep my hot glue gun on an old cookie sheet. So that way it's always ready to go. It's always got a protective surface. Okay, let's add the jump ring. I mean the eye pin. I'll pull it up a little bit. Add a little bit to fully encapsulate the eye pin. Embed it. Oh, wait, let me take it out. I have to take it out without burning myself. This is, when you make bigger books, this is less of a problem because you got more space to hold on. But since these pages are very little, oh, yeah. Yeah, there we go. That was all done. I don't know. I think I like that. I think I like that method. Yes, okay, somebody asked, could you use cricket foil? Yes, you can use any kind of decoration you want. On these, I just printed out something and glued it to the spine, and then I distressed it with some white paint. Let me see, on the same thing on this one. And I don't think I distressed that one very much. But for these little tiny ones, you could actually write something. You could print out something cool. But yes, cricket foil would work beautiful. And that's the kind of thing that my friend Amy does. She uses vinyl and decorates her little tiny earrings with vinyl, but foil would be beautiful. And, you know, you could have a title. Now, the other thing you can do is you can go online and say you've got a favorite book or something, or maybe if you're making a Halloween, like some creepy Halloween book cover, you can shrink it down. Remember, the size of this is 1 inch by 1 1/4. You can make it bigger, and then shrink it down, and you could decorate the book cover. You could do pretend writing. And then smear it a bit. And I like on the spine. Yes, I'm glad Sonia asked that. That was a great idea. That was great to remind me.
And you could just color the edges of the pages like some books are.
Yeah, yes, some of the books have colored pages. The edges are pages like, I don't know, like old Bibles are often have a gold edge to them. Mm-hmm. So you could do something like that. I sort of did it the easy way. Remember, my friend Amy does this all the time, so she has lots of supplies, and she has vinyl. I really don't have any vinyl at my house. I decided I would stick to paper. I'm a paper girl. Okay. Yeah, you can decorate the cover all sorts of ways, but I think printing a cover of like a favorite book or something would be really, really fun. Or if you had stamps, you know, I do have a lot of stamps, but most of them, the proportion is bigger than this 1 by 1/4. But you could do, and you know, I don't know, you could do like do a stamp and like a little skeleton head. I just think it would be fun. Now, a long time ago, I did some ghost earrings, and I actually made them out of cardboard. I made them to hang in one of my little ghost houses. So there is just one other set of earrings. Okay, let me move everything. So there's my second set of little earrings. Oh, I didn't, well, you can see this one is insufficiently decorated. But you could do this for any season. You can make some little earrings for your book club. And if they don't want them as earrings, they can be ornaments. You can just hang them on a tree or something. They could be your book club books, and with the cover just kind of shrunk down and glued on top of your page. And then, they could be like little ornaments. Okay. Now I'm going to switch back. Unless you have any questions, I'm going to switch back to the front forward. Rotate this out of my face. Ta-da! Okay. Oh, Roberta's asking about Alley Cat. Where is she locked in the bedroom?
No, she's out.
She's out. She's out and about. Oh no, she's not being shy because my sister and my brother-in-law are here, and she's not being shy at all, but some of them are being shy, a little bit shy. Okay. All right, yeah, I just thought the earrings. Now, I don't have a specific tutorial for the earrings. The only trick is to get a dangly. Oh, I wanted to show you something. I'm not sure if I got it here. Okay. So I thought about just using a hole punch. Let me find a small hole punch. This is a very small hole punch. See the little piece right there? It's very small. And here, I'll punch it on a sample piece of paper. And you could use a jump ring, the ring and the ear hook on this. But it's going to tear eventually. Now, these are not fancy or anything. They're not going to last forever. So if you want to do it the really simple way, punch a hole, the earring hooks, and a jump ring, and that's much simpler. That's easier. I just wanted to tell you about that option too. Yeah, dangly. Go to a Halloween party or something. Maybe I should be a book. I want to make something simple for Halloween. The party's on the 28th. So I haven't figured it out. Okay, I think that's it. Just something fun to do, easy. You saw the first one with me demonstrating took 14 minutes. So even if it was your first one, I think you could get 2 of them done in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes at most. And they don't take long to cut out. So, or you don't even, like I said, you do not even need a pattern. You can just cut them out yourself. When I made my first set of miniature books, I actually didn't even cut them. I tore the paper because I wanted them to have real rough edges. So in my tutorial that's linked in the description, I didn't cut them. I just tore paper. I folded it and then tore along the fold so that it had just kind of a raggedy edge like a really old book. Okay, well, thank you for joining me today on Live with Lucy. And I will see you next week. No idea what I'm going to do next Monday. Maybe I'll have a Halloween outfit that I can show you or something. I really have no idea. It's just whatever comes to me. Now, I'd been meaning to do these little books for a while, so they were kind of on the list, but I don't have a specific idea. And if you want, you can comment in the regular, like if you think of something that you want me to make, and it's relatively easy, then just let me know and I'll see if I can do it. Or maybe there's a house that I haven't showcased. There are a lot of houses I haven't showcased. And so anyway, alrighty, so nice to see everybody. Oh, I see Amy, Terry, Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl. She was working on Christmas houses. And the Halloween contest ends on the 23rd, so you've got 3 more days. I let entries in really late, midnight Pacific time on the 23rd. So for me, that's 3 a.m. So anyway, I hope you'll do that. Remember to get kids crafting. I don't think we have a kids entry yet. So if you can get kids interested and, 3 days, you can make the house for them and let them decorate it. We're not like picky, like, did the child do every single thing of this? This is not some big fancy thing. We just want to get kids involved and, we think making houses is fun. Okay, alrighty. So I am going to go now, hang out with my sister, maybe fall back to sleep. I don't know. So anyway, so nice to see y'all. And everybody, y'all take care. Bye.